Hey, everybody, I'm Kelly Ellers,
I'm Jeffrey London.
and this is Volume Up by the Tees.
This episode was brought to you by Function of Vex. F of X. F Vex? Which intern wrote this? Function of Vex is the nail art brand that pushes the envelope. Nay, it licks the envelope, seals it shut, and shoves it down the throats of mailboxes. Seriously, who wrote this? Airbrush machines, they're clunky, messy, high maintenance. F of X believes you shouldn't need a hissing leaf blower to achieve nail art. Their parallelo pressed pigment system lays airbrush level gradients without inhaling paint, cleaning hoses, or frequent clogging. The old ways of nail art can kick rocks. Function of Vex is breaking all of the rules.
So I've got a week left, and then I'm going to be venturing to Hawaii with my family and then another close friend and their family, and I'm excited.
Ugh, I love family vacations. Family
You
vacations
do?
with other family. I think it's a lot of fun because it's like,
Yeah.
I think
So many
it,
dynamics.
I was gonna, because it can remove a little bit of
Totally
the
fighting
pressure.
for me.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
or
yes.
pressure.
No,
Yeah.
no, I mean like whatever that is.
The-
Like
the
insert, yeah, it changes
togetherness.
the dynamic, I find, in a good way. Because it sort of
Same.
forces you to like branch off and do things with your own family and
Yeah.
then also like I enjoy the vibe. So that is exciting to me. I know some people are like they dread that kind of thing. Hawaii's really been through it. You and I are both. So
Yeah.
you're going, I'm going after because our spring break is oddly timed, whatever, California can't win.
Yeah.
We're both going to different
Yeah.
islands.
Yeah.
Hopefully no issue for
Right.
either of us as we go. The flooding and stuff, not great.
No,
Both
it was
love
what
that.
was a 20-year flood, right? Or
Yes. Yeah, I
historic?
feel
Like
like
it's like
that's
what?
I mean, we're constantly just like one
It,
environmental
I
disaster
mean,
after
it's like we
another.
should just expect one tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
which
knock
is
on wood. No,
terrifying.
that's
No, I
not
know. Don't,
good.
let's not manifest that. We
No.
don't. I'm knocking on everything that you're not watching us online. Because yeah, it's like crazy. Anyway, but we hope that you have the best time. I'm hoping to have a really good time as well. You've been to Hawaii before, though, right?
I've been,
Yeah,
yeah, I've been before. And I think everyone needs to see it once.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel a little claustrophobic there. I've actually been twice, and let me tell you, the first time,
What
I
do you
swear, like
mean?
these, we can't get out. Like it's like
No, yeah.
it tiny little in the middle of the.
I mean, yeah, yeah. You're not
Okay, the
wrong.
first time I went, it was right after that horrific tsunami. Okay, I was in my early 20s. It was like the same year or like months after. Like, let me tell you something. We were staying in Honolulu, and my best friend was on a work trip. So we were like, free hotel room. What?
Hmm.
I'll come.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
was living in Arizona at the time. So it wasn't that bad of a flight. We were awoken in the night to a shaking skyscraper hotel in a skyscraper hotel, like 25 floors up, shaking the bed.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Then, you know what my friend and I did? We got in the goddamn elevator.
Oh, well, you're here. You're here, so we know how that story ended.
I didn't even think twice about it.
You didn't think
No,
twice.
sir. No, sir. And
Wow.
we made
Iowa
it
girl.
down. Uh-huh. We got many elevators in Iowa. Just kidding. I mean, so anyway, and then they were like bracing the doors because they were worried that there would be a tsunami. There was like a warning or something. We're like, oh, okay. So anyway, little trauma, little Hawaii
Yeah,
trauma
but you
sharing
went back and
there.
you loved it and you're going back
Yeah,
again.
I'm going
Yep.
again. So anyway,
I'm looking forward to it too.
yeah, I hope you have a blast. There
Yeah.
you go. There's an irrational fear for
Yeah,
you. Have
yeah.
fun.
Can't
Yeah.
wait. I'm just gonna fixate on like some shave ice instead and not think about any of
Yum.
the yeah, that's yeah, right?
Oh, yes.
Volcano, earthquake, nope, not for me.
Some Hawaiian punch, maybe?
Maybe. Look, before we get into all of the things in this episode,
Yes,
you left us with a bit
I
of a
did.
cliffhanger.
Yes.
You had said we were going to be talking driving, trees, water and trees. Trees or
Yeah.
water. There was an order, but I don't know if it's important.
No.
But I do want to know where you meant to go with those other things because
Yeah.
we did cover driving pretty extensively.
Okay, we covered driving. Trees. I read something. Oh my gosh. I read something, on the internets, on Instagram. It might even been on TikTok about how trees actually communicate with each other.
Oh no, I knew you were going to say this. Uh, yeah.
Okay, but Jeff, it's like a whole underground network. And
Hmm.
like the older trees, as they're dying, they're sending their last breath of energy to the youngest, most vulnerable trees. Am I the only one on the earth that didn't know this? Possibly.
I, I mean, surely you're not. Surely you're not.
To the level of description that it was talking about, it was just,
Do you
it
not
was,
remember that like M. Night Shyamalan movie from
I don't like scary
like,
movies.
I can't remember what it was called, but there was one movie where it's like literally the
No, I
plot. The
don't.
plot is this.
No.
And people are like, well, surely that's not real. And it's like, yes, absolutely,
Oh
that's
my
true. What
God.
happens?
I'm just so glad I just outed myself on a podcast. I mean, I'm now in social situations,
You
I'll know
no,
better. I'll know
you no,
better.
Kelly, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the only one.
I can't
I'm
be.
sure. No, you're
I
definitely not the only
absorb a
one.
lot of information on a daily
Yep.
basis, and
And
I
you
was
didn't know the
shook.
trees were communicating with each other. Yeah.
Shook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, maybe next episode I'll cover water.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yep. All right. Well, with that, we're going to get into
Oh my
obsessed or
God.
over it. This is the segment in which we react to product, services, trends, and decide if they're a hit or a miss. We're going to break down what's worth the hype, what isn't worth the hype, giving you our honest takes along the way. Follow along by checking the show notes or heading to our Instagram, where we're going to be posting everything that we discuss quickly as a follow-up to something that was on Obsessed or Over It.
Hmm.
Shirley Temple Sodas. Fucking
Yeah.
over it.
Over
Over
it. You even
it.
text me on the weekend like I've been sold a bill of
Disgusting.
goods. I was you like I'm gonna throw it.
Disgusting. I
I don't
cannot
like
believe
Spindrift. Was it
the
Spindrift?
one that I did, and maybe that's my
Ugh.
fault. Maybe I should have started with a
It's
different
like
brand.
syrup.
It's not even remotely like a Shirley Temple. Like nothing
What was the
about it.
taste?
Like a cherry soda drink.
Oh,
Not like
we need
grenadine.
the
And it even says like it's
oh.
lightly sweetened. And but
Was it heavily sweetened?
no, it was mostly just like juice. Like I
Yuck.
again, I made a mistake perhaps by with going with that brand. Anyway, we don't want to, but I'm over that, not
Okay.
obsessed even a
Well,
little bit.
you just circled right back on that.
Yep. All right. See, we tell you how it is. All right. The first one is eat your skincare.
Mm,
Hmm.
that seems a little clickbaity to me. Eat your skincare. Yeah, it's about this influencer who's been gatekeeping on this little tin. Wait, is this right?
Yeah,
What?
She's saying,
everybody's been eating tin fish to eat your skincare these
yeah,
days.
yeah,
Everybody's into the sardines, everybody's into all the tin fish, and specifically Fish Wife, which is this brand.
yes. Well, Fishwife is killing it in terms of marketing. So,
Do you want to
I,
know the synchronicity of that?
oh God,
Christina Romero Bosch just posted on her stories this morning that picture of this. And
this brand.
yes,
I mean,
trippy shit.
I have the cookbook. I love Fishwife.
You love a tin
I love it.
fish?
Have you not gotten into like sardine
Oh
sandwiches
God.
and
No, I never will. Never.
see,
You
you
gotta
gotta.
be kidding
No, I
me.
love it. I love it. Like an open face sandwich with some fish and some like
Oh,
olive oil and some
well,
pepper
see, I don't
and
really
some
like
tomatoes.
fish.
And, oh, see, well
And these
that
are fishy,
this
fishy.
is very
I actually
fishy.
don't understand how people can like that taste. I'm
Really?
it's like a visceral reaction. Yeah.
Really? Okay,
Hmm.
see, we're being told that the canned oysters are good. I will check that out.
What?
So you, I'm shocked by this, Kelly.
Oh,
Like, not at all. Not at all. You're an experiment.
no.
You like to change it up
I
and do
like Chilean miso, Chilean
okay.
sea bass.
But like a tinned
I
fish, you're
can
just
do a
not for.
salmon, but absolutely
Give me
not
a tinned fish. We're being told.
tin fish.
Same, Madeline. Same. I love it. I love it. I
But
really
how is
do.
this skincare? Can you please just explain this to
So I
me?
think it's like the oils and whatever that are in
Yeah,
the
I'm not.
fish. And if
So we're
you
putting fishy oil on our face.
no. We're eating it, and because
Oh,
of the nutrition, we
okay.
are
Okay,
gaining the
fine.
benefits for
See?
skin. Yes, which is great. So it's like proper nutrition. It's all linked. Like we love that.
Okay,
So I'm
we like
obsessed with
that.
the concept, and I'm actually obsessed with the brand. So I hook, line, sinker.
Here's the thing. I'm
Look
going
what
to
I
say
did.
I'm obsessed with it only because I love the brand's packaging.
I mean, that's great. That's all that counts, really, honestly. At a
Honestly,
certain,
it
yeah,
does.
yep.
It really
It stands
does.
out on the shelf. I love
I
it. I love seeing
actually,
it in my pantry too.
yeah, it's beautiful. And Hudson is obsessed with tuna. Ugh. And
Oh,
so I bought him this stuff
it's
because I like the
good.
packaging at Target.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good
So
tuna.
there. Okay.
Hmm, look
Oh,
at
wow. Next up. Ooh, I got
that.
a hot take on this one.
Okay. Fringe.
Just plain fringe is in.
Fringe is in.
And when I click this link, it takes me to images of fringe. And I bought a pair
Mhm.
of khaki color, like suede pants with fringe from hip bone to ankle.
Oh, wow. What
I'm
is
gonna
the
wear.
material? Is it
It's
like
like
a
a
suede?
suede.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I
Maybe
was just worried it was
maybe
like an
I'll wear
actual
him.
khaki. I was like, what the
Oh God,
fuck?
no,
Yeah.
no.
Kelly, are you okay? I love this. I love it.
Send help.
Yeah,
Send a rescue team.
yikes,
She's got
yikes.
khaki on.
Yeah, she's
Although
not
I'm
well.
wearing a khaki color blazer.
I mean, but that's different. That's like a
It
camel.
is.
That's
Yeah,
a yeah.
it's a
No, it
camel.
like
You're
that. I
right.
was worried that you had got like khaki
No,
material
sir.
fringe pants, and I was like,
No.
where the fuck did
I
you find those?
I don't think fringe ever went out. I
No,
think it's
never,
in, and
never.
I'm
It's oh
obsessed.
yes, yes. I'm glad that it's having a thing.
Same.
It's yeah, we're both obsessed with it. So easy.
Next up is Dairy Boy. Are you familiar with this brand?
Can't say that I am. This is where my age is showing.
Well, it's kind of an American charm brand. It's like a little bit classic Americana, like the sweaters with the Springer Spaniel on them,
Mm-hmm.
embroidered,
Mm-hmm.
the dad hats, which you would like the rugbies. They've launched a
Mm-hmm.
sport line. And what's the cutest about this is their launch video is so well done.
It's like a sort of bring it
Like,
on cheerleader
yeah,
homage.
high school gym.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it really
With
plays to the effect of the brand. So I'm gonna say I'm
cute.
obsessed with it. It's cute.
I'm gonna say over it because I don't like athleisure. I just like we've been here, right? Like it's like
Yeah, everybody's just
decades
bopping
deep.
into athleisure.
Yeah, like we outdoor voices. Like I just this is one of these things where I'm like millennial brands are dead. We keep hearing about that.
Hmm.
But then Gen Z brands are literally doing the same shit that
Yeah.
millennial brands did, but like with younger, cuter, skinnier people on TikTok.
Oh,
That's,
yuck.
you know?
Okay,
So
I'm over it
sorry,
then.
I'm
Bye.
over
Okay.
it.
All right, we're over this. Let's go. Today on Volume Up by the Tees, we're joined with Tyler Kelbert. Tyler is a barber, men's stylist, and educator known for clean, precise cuts and a modern client-first approach. With over a decade behind the chair, he's built a strong reputation in the industry and works closely with Denman, helping bring the brand to life for today's barbers. All right, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tees, and send in questions to volumeup@thetees.com.
Before we get to my interview, let's talk Tease beauty news. First up, we got a story called Oligo Professional launches new Blacklight Blonde Science line for blonde care. Montreal-based hair color powerhouse Oligo Professional, trusted by salons across North America for decades, is officially bringing its blonde expertise directly to consumers. With the launch of Blacklight Blonde Science, as the very name suggests, the brand introduces a science-led, routine-based care system designed specifically for lightened hair. The development of Blacklight Blonde Science began with a bold question. What if blonde care was engineered with the same precision as high-performance skincare? Lightened and highlighted hair is more porous, more fragile, and more prone to moisture loss than untreated strands. Rather than offering standalone cosmetic fixes, Blacklight Blonde Science pairs high-performance skincare actives and nutrient-rich superfood ingredients, creating a modern system designed to hydrate, strengthen, and support the hair fiber at every stage. Head to thetease.com to learn more about the collection, which is quite expansive. Like, it's a lot of SKUs. Kelly, obviously, you and I do not have lightened hair at the moment.
I just
Um,
went darker. I went darker for spring.
but aren't
Did
you
you
excited
notice?
about? I
Okay,
did.
okay,
That's why.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. It looks great.
Thank you.
Nice refresh. But aren't you excited that there is innovation in the blonde care space?
Uh-huh.
I
I
mean,
sure
my
am.
God, it's not just the
Because
purple shampoo.
I mean, if I was lightened and put, like, because I would want to be as platinum as possible, as
Obviously.
extra as possible,
Mhm.
I would want innovation in the category. So I love this. I love this for our industry. Keep innovating. The Amika Friends Tour is coming to 10 cities near you. Amika has kicked off their quote, Amika means friend tour, unquote. What's billed as a celebration of community, creativity, and connection. The first stop took place on March 22nd to 26th in Tampa, Florida, and they'll be popping across major cities like Dallas, San Francisco, oh, Jeff, Chicago, and
Mhm.
more, bringing education, pro tips, and plenty of all the good vibes. To Amika's VIPs, very important pros, and new friends alike. Head to thetease.com to find the city nearest you and why you should go check it out. I love this focus on the pros. I love Amika. I think Chelsea Riggs, who runs the brand, is incredible. And I just remember the day they popped on the scene all those years
Mhm.
ago, and they keep reinventing, growing. And I love it for them. Good
Same.
people.
Great people. And the first stop that was in Tampa, our friend of the pod, Kia Neal, was there. She was one of the
Yeah.
key speakers. She's coming to, I think, Dallas. I'm going to be going to the stop in San Francisco, as you
Love.
sort of alluded to. Very excited about this. And love the brands are doing events again all over the country to
Same.
reach pros directly. So shout out to Amika. Can't wait to be a friend. See what I
Uh,
did? Thank you so much to our contributors and editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories like these over on thetease.com. As always, we've got this week's top stories that you need to know about. Let's get into it. You brought this to my attention.
I did.
Yes,
So
please.
Vogue is talking about rock on gem nails are springs 2026. Did you ever think you'd hear me say rock on, to be
No,
honest?
no,
Yeah,
no. And
I want to
especially
delete
in
that.
relation
Yeah.
to gem nails. But okay, go, go,
Okay.
go. Yeah.
That gem nails are spring's 2026 sparkliest nail trend. And I'll be happy to tell you that just last night I had my sparkle gem nails removed.
So
So
you
I guess I'm
are
just way
you're a
ahead.
trendsetter. You were. I mean, admittedly, you have been doing this for a minute.
I have. I love it.
Yeah, I think this is one of these things where it's like it's niche and then it's not, and then it's niche and then it's
Yeah.
not.
Right.
A shout out to the artists that have been doing this for
Yeah.
decades, as it sort of falls in and out of fashion. I'm happy.
I
I
love
really like a overdone nail, as it
same.
were. So yeah, this is exciting.
Here's the only downfall, Jeff, is that you ready for this?
Mm,
They get stuck in your hair. So you got to
yeah.
wear I wear medical gloves.
Oh my God. Of course you
Latex.
do.
I wear latex gloves to scrub my hair. I mean, I can't risk one getting out.
That's true. No,
And then
that's true.
it's also very frustrating when one falls out because you're
Yeah,
like,
because then you've got a
what?
big gaping. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
a
some of these
whole stress
designs
you
that
don't
they've
need.
got, yeah, they do a nice job. It looks like if something popped out, you would maybe not know
Yeah.
immediately, but some of
Not
them
this girl.
you would, yeah, and you obviously would.
Yeah.
I got
So
you. Yeah,
anyway, it's
a
just an
hazard.
unwanted stress that you don't need. Okay. Okay. So I took them off. I went back to my red nails. There we go.
Consider this before
Yeah.
jumping on
What?
that, guys.
Let's write a pros and cons sheet, shall we?
Let's. Another thing that we're seeing a lot of is, the continued influence of CBK
Yeah.
via Love Story. Even Ariana Grande is getting in on what is a staple, the tortoiseshell headband. So CBK, known to have done this, very 90s, very preppy. Do you like this hair
I like
accessory?
it. I
Yeah.
love it. I remember, well, obviously I grew up in the 90s, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I had an array of headbands, those
Of course.
plastic ones that hurt your temples so bad, like your whole I have a really big head. I don't know if you knew that.
Hmm.
This is how I found it out.
Because of headbands.
No, no, I didn't know back then. I just thought they were
Okay.
all tight.
Mm.
I went for
Mm.
my 40th birthday. We went snowmobiling, and the snowmobiling place had to get an extra large helmet for my head.
Oh, wow.
It was so abrasive and so
That's tough to
clearly,
really
yeah.
come head to head with reality in that way.
So anyway, I'm
Ooh,
back to the tortoise. I love it. I think it's great. I want to see headbands come back. They're very chic.
they are chic, and
Let's
especially
do
like
it.
we've seen the
I'm
slick
gonna try
back
it.
for so long. Like
Yeah,
let's change it up a little bit
I'm gonna
with
try it.
this. Yeah, you
Okay.
should.
All
Let's
right.
do it. I'm looking forward to it.
Now stay tuned for our interview with Tyler.
Tyler Kelbert is a Utah-based barber, men's stylist, and educator known for his precision cutting and client-first approach to modern hair design. With over a decade of experience behind the chair, he has built a reputation for blending technical skill with personalized styling, specializing in everything from classic cuts to textured and curly hair services. Beyond the chair, Tyler approaches barbering as both an art and a brand, emphasizing authenticity, education, and adaptability over trend chasing. His philosophy centers on guiding clients toward the styles that fit their lifestyles and features, rather than simply executing requests, positioning himself as both a trusted stylist and creative partner. He's contributed to editorial and creative projects within the beauty industry and continues to expand his influence through education, content, and collaborations that reflect his commitment to elevating modern barbering. Tyler, welcome to Volume Up. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And we're getting into things. Look, we do this the same way for most of our guests. We want to know how you got your start in this industry. People come at it from a million different ways, but I want to know how you did. So start there.
Yeah, for me, how I got started was I kind of got inspired by my barber growing up. It was more of I think, community thing, apart from like a haircutting standpoint.
Hmm.
I just saw how much of an impact he had on his community. He just knew so many people. And so like because he knew so many people, he was always there for like food drives or haircuts for the homeless, or
Damn.
he was just a part of it because he knew everybody, right? And I just thought that was
Hmm.
so cool. He was like a big brother to me growing up. Um, And it was like that for everybody. And so that kind of like sparked my interest. But
Hmm.
when I started doing hair, I feel like it wasn't as cool as it is now. It kind of was like, looked down upon. It wasn't like the cool career choice, you know?
Hmm.
And and so I didn't do it right away. I ended up living in Japan for a couple years, and I got introduced to my mom's hairstylist, and she let me kind of work under her legally because licenses and stuff don't transfer and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
worked for her for a little bit, got into like modeling, and when I was on sets, the hairdressers always kind of like just spoke to me. Like just like I just saw what they were doing and the cool like avant-garde looks and all that stuff. But when I see them do it, it's just like it caught my eye. And so to answer that question, just like my barber from like community standpoint, and then like the Japanese hairstylist I met from like a creative standpoint.
Sick. See, I mean, this is exactly why we ask it. Every time it's different and it's beautiful. And that's what is so incredible about this industry. Tell me about, I mean, so again, your experience was broadened almost immediately by living abroad, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
When did you know that working behind the chair would be so much more than that? Because you've done some big things. But like, did you have an inkling that like this career working with, shears and clippers could turn into something bigger? Like when was that for you?
It was my first hair show. When I went to my first hair show, it was just like it was amazing. I just feel like seeing all these big brands and like meeting them, like shaking their hands. Because if you
Hmm.
think of like the household items in our house, right? Like a Panasonic iPhone, you're not gonna meet the owners of those companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm thinking like Wall or Babyliss Pro hair like hair tools, things like that. I'm not gonna see those people in person.
Yeah.
And then little do I know, I go to a hair show and I'm seeing all these people, and I'm like, what? And so I think that for me was like, wow, it's more than just cutting behind the chair. There's a lot more out there to offer.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that. Like, I'm glad that the shows are coming back a little bit because it is exactly like that. You don't know who you're going to run into. The
Yeah.
opportunities are sort of endless when you get to one of them. Um, Working abroad, whether under the table or not, what was that like for you? How did it expand your vision for what hairstyling can be as a profession? Because again, England, Italy, Japan, as you mentioned, these are very different places. So I want to understand like how did that impact your approach?
I think from a style point, it was way different. Cutting hair in the US, I feel like I was cutting like certain types of hairstyles at the time, and then when I was working at the Ramiko's hair salon, that was the salon I worked at. Shout out to Ramiko, she was amazing. She showed me like the different hairstyles that were out there, and they had like a little I probably it's probably different now, but they had like a little lookbook,
Hmm.
right? And the lookbook was not what I saw in the US. It was very much styles I was not familiar with.
Hmm.
Um, and so off the bat, yeah, I learned other hairstyles and kind of like broadened my horizon on like ability to do different hairstyles. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so that was really cool. The color and stuff was really popping back then. A lot of vibrant colors. I was there in 20, I think like 2012. I was over there, and a lot of the messy textured looks was very popular, which in the US it hadn't happened yet.
Hmm.
Um, and it was weird too, 'cause I remember coming back to the US and I told one of my clients, he's still one of my clients to this day, but I was like, man, you gotta try this like messy style. He's like, whoa, that's weird. He had like a side part haircut,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, no way, man, that's crazy. And then now today, present day, that's what he does, which is so funny. I was like, you could have been ahead of the curve.
Coulda.
Um, but yeah, I think for me, just opening my eyes to like different styles and stuff.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Tell me about what made you want to get certified in, well, excuse me, you got a degree in digital media, not
Yeah.
just a certification. What made you want to go down this route? Because I mean, again, it sounds a lot like you've been wanting to expand sort of what this can be as a career. But going back to school and going after that is not for everyone. So what was it that made you think like I'm gonna pursue this amongst all of the other things that you're doing?
To be honest, that was more for my mom. I feel like in
Okay.
that time, I feel like a lot of parents were like, you got to go to college. That's the only route. And
Hmm.
so I did that much for her. But I do love that I did it because it helped me like social media wise, which I didn't know
Yeah.
was going to be a big thing.
Hmm.
It helped me in that way. And then in like a kind of petty way, because I feel like when I was doing hair, a lot of people in my chair be like, when are you gonna get a real job, you know? And I loved like throwing in their face, like, oh yeah, I got a degree, been there, done that. Just I love hair more, you know? Because
Hmm.
I love to like, because people like back then used to kind of like look down, you know?
Yeah.
And so as a petty way, I love to kind of, oh, I already have one of those, like
I had one and now I do this and it's better.
yeah, exactly,
No,
exactly.
we love some pettiness. And you're right. I mean, you've had the trajectory to see like on social media now, it is much, much cooler to be doing hair than I mean, like the beginning stages of social. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very different world. So for the baby stylists and barbers out there, like, you're lucky, because it wasn't always like this. Not viewed in this way. Uh, Talk to me about your work itself. So you in particular are known for precision and for consistency. How did you develop that? How were you honing that? Was it the sort of international and needing to, cut across cultural line? Like what about it instilled the need to ensure that, your work was precise and that you were consistently doing it?
I mean, haircutting always spoke to me. Like I mean, in the cosmetology realm, obviously we do like there's perms and chemical services and
Hmm.
everything. And for me, haircutting always was just it just spoke to me. And so I've always taken lots of education classes on that. I think once a student, always a student.
Hmm.
And for about a decade, I was taking about 100 classes a year,
Oof.
minimum. That was kind of like my goal. And and so just haircutting was always my thing. I guess I don't have a great answer for that. It's what I love. That's what I fell in love with was haircutting.
I mean, that's what it's about. And you put in the hours, which is the other thing, that's important. I mean, people take for granted, like practice really does can make perfect, to the extent that, perfection is achievable. Tell me from your end, Tyler, what separates a good haircut from a great haircut?
I would say the refinement, because not every canvas is the same. Everyone has different divots, dents, textures.
Yup.
Everything lays differently. So I would say the refinement. That's what really kind of sets apart, from just like a regular haircut.
And how do you think that people that are maybe like just getting started can cultivate that sense of looking to you know, that finite detail, in order to get to that state of refinement? Like, what are maybe some tips that you've got when you're like checking your work, that always stick out for you?
I mean, I think one is the tools that you use. You got to have reliable tools that are able to help you get to that point.
Hmm.
And then just like identifying, like taking videos and pictures of your work and being able to like recap, like, like watching game footage or whatever and seeing what areas may be darker or lighter and kind of developing like when I was in school, they call it like your third eye, like your hairstylist eye.
Hmm.
And really just kind of like practicing and putting those reps in as far as the haircuts go. So that's my opinion.
Totally. You just mentioned tools. So what are some of your go-tos? Like you had mentioned some brands at the top of the call, but I'm curious. I mean, like we are always nerding out about like what's in people's kits. So like what are your tried and true, like tested items?
Yeah, I mean Denman, of course. I love their brushes.
Hmm.
Um, some of my top two for Denman. I feel like their vent brush, in my opinion, is the greatest vent brush known to man.
Okay.
I think there's never been a better vent brush like ever made. Um, and then their D4 is like historically like legendary. Before I even started doing hair, I mean, I heard an interview with Denman. They were talking about Vidal Sassoon said it was second to his shears, which is like it just speaks like you know what I mean, volume,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, and then as far as like hot tools, I love Babyliss Pro.
Hmm.
There's a lot of great ones in the market. I love their clippers as well. Um, there's a lot of great tools. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I'd be on this call forever if I told you everything. I'm a big geek. I used to have a storage unit just for hair tools.
Oh,
I
damn.
literally was like, it was bad. I had this vision in my head. I wanted to have like a timeline of every hot tool or every clipper or whatever, like in my salon or barbershop one
Yeah.
day. I'm just a big geek on tools. I love to try things. I love to take them apart, mess with them. So yeah, we'd be on this call forever, but I love tools. I'm a big geek.
You got the archive. It's interesting because like barber stylists that like rock in that space are very into, as you said, like taking stuff apart, deconstructing it, putting it back together. You don't see that all the time with this industry, but I find that to be fascinating. Tell me about some underrated things. So you mentioned obviously Denman. Like if people don't have the two brushes that you just mentioned, they should. Are there
Yeah.
other underrated tools that you are using like day in, day out, where you're like, I couldn't do my job without these?
I mean, I think shears for sure. You got to
Hmm.
have a good pair of shears. And my opinion on shears is pick one that has a good handle set. I think that there's a lot of sharp shears in the market, but get something that fits you. I know it's kind of corny, but I kind of give the analogy always is like Harry Potter and picking the right wand. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You want to have something that is comfortable to your hand because longevity for this career, you gotta be comfortable with your tools. It doesn't matter how sharp it is because there's lots of sharp ones, but I would say sharp shears is a big one. You got to have good shears. So yeah.
I mean, cliche maybe for a reason. Like, gang, if you're not looking out for yourself, like who's going to? So no, that's a gem. Talk to me a little bit about educating stylists around the world. What do you like about teaching? Because not everything is the same for everybody. They might like the interpersonal, they like one-to-one, they might like being up on stage. So like for you, what do you like most about educating?
For me, I mean, I think I grew up in the space. My mom was a teacher my whole life. She was just like she did everything, music, regular education, college, elementary,
Hmm.
like she did everything. And so I just grew around
Whoa.
around teaching and for me it just fills my cup. I love to help someone get like be that stepping stone or be that like little piece of tip or whatever to help them get to the next level.
Hmm.
And it just really fills my cup. It's very rewarding, I think, as an educator to help someone, be better than you are,
Yeah.
Uh,
How do you modify or like change up your teaching style depending on the audience? So I mean, I meant you talked about like seeing it from your mom. She was teaching kids and college students. So I mean, was that something that was modeled then for you? Maybe not knowingly. Like, how do you go about changing it up when you know you got different groups in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about knowing your audience, right? If I'm at a school, I'm going to teach much differently than I'm at a salon that been have people cut for years and years and years.
Hmm.
If I'm at a school, I try to get them to come in and maybe do a cut or two to have them kind of a little bit hands-on. I really try to get like some notes incorporated. I give them all sticky notes to have them like write down questions,
Yeah,
have them like do little games and stuff and introduce themselves. Um, I'm very like interactive when it comes to like the students. And then with professionals, it's more advanced techniques, um, and really just fine tuning. Like we go over the detailing stuff we were talking about earlier, those detailing methods, those techniques to kind of take it to the next level. So I think just knowing your audience is important and kind of pivoting to, what audience you're doing with.
totally. I'm curious. I mean, you mentioned schools, and it's been a hot topic on this pod. How do you feel, without me putting words in your mouth, about the current standard of cosmetology education in the States?
Yeah, in the US, I think it gets a lot of hate. I think people just hate on schools a lot. Um, and so I'm kind of like the opposite. I love, I love schools. I love people who do apprenticeships as well.
Mm,
But I definitely think that it's very basic level stuff. I think that, a lot of sanitary, a lot of stuff to pass your test. I'm a little sad about the US state right now, but I think it's really our own fault. But like the hours are going down and down and down. And I think a lot of us like to point the finger and be like, oh, they're so wrong or whatever. But I think a lot of us in the US, we don't, this is kind of going way overboard. I'm sorry, but I'm like,
no, don't. That's what this is about.
a lot of us don't claim, the income that we make, like as far as like taxes and things. And
Hmm.
so the state recognizes it as like a hobby instead of a real job. Because if
Hmm.
you're only reporting you made $10,000 in a year, how are you surviving off that,
Hmm.
And so they're kind of like almost deregulating, I think, our industry. And now in the state of Utah, barbering is 130 hours, which is
Yep.
crazy.
Hmm.
And I'm a little worried that's going to kind of go to the point where some other countries where they have no licensing at all,
Hmm.
which I'm a little nervous about. I hope that doesn't happen because I think the basics, the fundamentals, all those things are important. And so yeah, that's kind of how I feel about what the state is as far as the US right now and the hair school stuff.
Tell me about improvements from your end. I mean, you mentioned obviously like deregulation is a huge threat. We're seeing it in Utah, we're seeing it in other states around the country in which there is a want to reduce the number of required hours, which, potentially compromising safety and all sorts of other things. But if you were at the helm of, curriculum, what would you maybe do differently?
I think just give more time because those reps are important. I just 130 hours of anything I wouldn't feel comfortable doing. I don't care if it's barbering or cooking or whatever. Um, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. So I think more time. I've seen a lot of apprenticeships, they're kind of extending their hours, even though it's not required, but they don't feel good as a person teaching someone else to let them go so early. So a lot
Hmm.
of people I've talked to, just like in my state of Utah, they're extending the hours out. But hey, if you want to join my program, that's great. But I'm going to require you to do a little bit more because I don't feel comfortable letting you go with 130 hours or whatever the hour recommendation may be. So I think more time would be my recommendation to like just hone in on your skill, you know?
Hmm. All right. So in that context of knowing that, hours are sort of dependent upon where you're at, and there's these pressures to like get through, get the test done, what's your advice, like top line for people that are just finishing up cosmetology school right now? What would you say to them?
I would say a lot of reps, take as many classes as you can, especially take advantage of the free ones.
Mhm.
Um, because you're going to get a lot of not only education but opportunities from going to classes. Networking is a huge thing. You may meet a shop owner or a salon owner at a class and get a potential job. You know what I mean? And so I think reps and going to as much education as possible.
Totally. Partnerships. I mean, you've mentioned this that, what blew your mind about trade shows was like the accessibility of people that you maybe would not have thought that you could ever actually interact with.
Yeah.
How have you gone about cultivating relationships with brands over the years?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't have the biggest following or the biggest presence, but for me, it's been networking. Like I was mentioning when I was going to 100 classes a year for the whole
Hmm.
decade, I went to every hair show you could think of in the US and went super in debt. But I was just really inspired and really motivated to like get into that space. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I shook every single vendor booth's hand. I don't care if they did nails, I don't care if they did hair, I don't care if they did whatever, right? And I
Yeah.
made sure I shook the owner's hand, the setup person's hand. I didn't care who they were. Um, and I would spend, yeah, just like the whole day just shaking every single person's hand and introducing myself. And then I became that guy that I feel like, damn, he's been showing up to every show for 10 years, you know?
Hmm.
And he must like be passionate or love it. And so that's kind of how I started with just networking.
Tell me about Denman in particular. So how did you get on their radar? How were they on your radar? Like I'd love to understand that because you're doing some important stuff with them and I want to get into it.
Yeah, so it's funny, Denman, I don't know how I came across some of their brushes, but I got a bunch of their brushes and I started doing unboxing videos. And I did an unboxing video for every single one of their brushes.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, I was trying to like broaden my social presence. And
Hmm.
so I thought in my head, if I unbox a bunch of tools, people are like going to Google search it or search it
Yeah.
online and they're going to find my page, right? And so I did that with Denman. And then Rachel had reached out and was like, wow, you're doing a bunch of content for us. Um, and then I had mentioned to her I would love for her to be a part of my show. I was doing a beauty show for 5 years here in Utah. And she was nice enough to collaborate on that. And that relationship kind of built there. And then I stopped doing the show. And then we did a few different like class things. She would like kind
Hmm.
of sponsor some classes. And then I did my education tour that I do every like 2 to 3 years. I'll go to every school in the state of Utah and
Oof.
give free classes. So there's about 35 schools. And my first time doing it, I'd go to 10 different states in the US. But then it was kind of a little bit out of my budget. And so I kind of
Yeesh.
backed down from that
Yeah.
and started just honing on just Utah. But Rachel was like, wow, that like aligns. You know, we want to really, um, help out the students that are just starting school. So we would love to be a part of that. And so
Hmm.
started doing more stuff with them. And then yeah, now I have a contract with them, which I'm super grateful for because I love that brand. And it's the best when you work with a brand and you really love the stuff. And it's like it just aligns so perfectly. It's a dream come true for me. So yeah, working with Denman has been amazing to say the least.
All right. So help me to make clear to people what is happening right now, because you have, put this out on social. Denman's put this out on social as well. The College Star Competition. So tell
Yes.
me what that is, and how people can get involved, what they win, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you win a 1 year membership to PBA, which is amazing. If you don't know about PBA, it's an amazing nonprofit. They're doing amazing stuff. You also win $425. Who doesn't love some money?
Uh-huh.
And there's three winners as well, so it's not just one winner. And all you're doing is just taking four pictures of your best blowout and submitting it online. So anybody can join. It's not like a certain state, it's online, so
Mhm.
everybody can join. It's an awesome competition. So
Yeah, no, it's an incredible thing. If you're not already, cued into it, like, let's make this happen, guys. So tell me sort of what else is projected. Like, what are you trying to do together?
yeah, I mean, then their main focus is the students right now. They're really
Hmm.
trying to hone in on the new fresh people that are trying to, get in their foot in the door when it comes to this industry,
Hmm.
which I think is amazing because they're the future, right? Um, and so yeah, that's mainly what we've been working on. We've been going a lot of like a school's coming up. I'm gonna be doing some education for some school events, which I think is amazing in Virginia and Ohio. I actually one here in Utah recently. So they're really just honing in on schools and the future, the students.
Incredible. Students really are where it's at. Makes sense to get in now, because they're going to be shaping the industry for years and years to come. Let's pivot, if we can, a little bit into social media.
Yes,
You had mentioned, that at the start, this wasn't necessarily as important as it is now. It's obviously everything. I mean, social media marketing, for salon pros is a desperately needed skill, something that you're really good at. So, like, how do you think that that came to be? I mean, obviously, you have a degree in digital media, background there, but like staying on top of trend and content creation in particular is not an easy thing. So,
totally.
how did you know that you, number one, had a knack or interest in it? And then two, like that you were good at it, because those are different things.
So I think the interest in the was more from a trying to get my name out there kind of thing. And then I
Hmm.
grew to love it later on.
Okay.
I just knew that in the space that I wanted to get into, as far as education and stuff like that, you kind of have to be a unicorn right now. You have to be able to educate.
Yep.
You have to be able to do social media. You have to do so many things, right?
Hmm.
And so I knew that was the space I wanted to get in. And so I kind of started doing that, fell in love with it. And then I've learned a lot along the way because I have learned a lot from my degree,
Hmm.
but things change. Social media's changed, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for, like you said, trends, things like that. I've learned a lot from the companies that I work with. I work with Cosmoprof as well.
Hmm.
And my boss at Cosmoprof has really helped me out a lot. I remember when I first started, she's like, Tyler, you gotta lock them in the first 3 seconds, right? You gotta really lock them in. And just like little pointers along the way. But yeah, I kind of grew to love it. And so I think it's important to be a consumer as well, as far as the trends. If you're not consuming content as well, you don't know what the trends are. You're kind
Yep.
of oblivious as well, right? So you have to be able to consume content and yeah, and then rep just practicing, being in front of the camera. And you don't always have to be in front of the camera. I tell people like you can do carousels, you can do like, feed posts, things like that. You can do a
Hmm.
story where it's just your client, you're not even in it, it's just your hands, right? Because some people don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, but there's multiple ways and angles to do it. And I think consistency is the key. You got to be
Mm.
consistent on platforms. There's one particular, this is like a little gem for me, one particular app that I've been loving right now. It's called Repurpose IO. I don't know if you've heard of it. Uh,
No?
but it will repurpose your content, whether it's long form and it'll cut it up. It also will like regenerate. Let's say if you're trying to get to other platforms. Right now, I'm getting more into like Snapchat and some platforms that I haven't touched before.
Yeah.
And what Repurpose IO will do is it will get all your content from old platforms and
Hmm.
repost everything onto that new platform and schedule it out 5 times a day, 1 time a day, whatever you want. It's an amazing app. So yeah.
Well, all right. Y'all heard it here first. If you're not using Repurpose IO, consider it. Sounds like it would be worth the investment. Tell me about what excites you about the hair industry. I mean, obviously, you just mentioned social is something that you're really interested in terms of reaching and helping to educate. You talked about how you're passionate about reaching students. Again, what excites you about where the industry is headed?
For me, the most, as far as the industry as a whole, or just hair in my personal.
Both, dude. Like,
Oh,
let's
okay.
go.
For me personally, being in the hair industry, it helps me give back. For me, success is how many people have you helped in a lifetime, right?
Mm.
That's what success is to me. Everyone's definition of success is different, but mine is how many people have you helped in a lifetime. And for me, I feel like hair is the key for me to help people. Kind of going back to where I kind of started as far as my community with my barber, he
Hmm.
was able to help so many people because he knew so many people, right? And so for me, every single month, I go down to the VOA, my good friend Ammon Carver, and we do haircuts for the homeless every single month. And
Hmm.
that's a way for me to give back. And then the education is my other way to give back. I do free classes, obviously, for schools, and I've done all across the US, and that's my way to really give back. And so that's what it does it for me. And then as far as the industry and kind of where it's going, I don't know where the industry is going. I feel like it's definitely been changing.
There's a lot of turmoil ahead.
Yeah.
Hopefully some positive things. But that's why we ask. I mean, really, it's like it is built by all of us, and we're all building it together. What this industry is going to be, and I think that it's also okay to just know that maybe we don't know what it's going to wind up being. But no, I'm excited about what you're up to. And you brought it full circle. I mean, you were talking about the your barber growing up at the top of the call being an important sort of point of reference for you and showing like what a career could be and how to give back to the community. And then now you are doing those things, which is incredible. Tyler, let's do our quick takes. These are the questions we ask of all of our guests, and then we're
Okay.
going to let you get back to it. So don't think about it for too long, and let's just get into it. First question. If you could instantly master one skill, what would it be? And it does not have to be hair related.
It'd be cooking. I wish I was a better cook. I am a air fryer guy to the T because my cooking skills
No?
aren't.
I just came onto the air fryer game. Like we had been putting it off, and I was like, nah, nah, nah. And but like it's a game changer. I understand why everybody's about it. But the amount of times that cooking has come up on that as an answer, you'd be surprised. I think we all want to be able to cook better. What is your current go-to song or album? What are you listening to right now?
Right now, I feel like that new Ti, Let Them Know. I've been bumping that in my car. It definitely is like it gives like old school Ti, and I love that. It's very
Mm-hmm.
upbeat and energetic. So that's the last song I listen to in my car.
Dope, 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 dope. Again, we're all about like product junkies and then like music heads. Like, give us something to listen to. What is a haircut or color trend that you are secretly or not so secretly obsessed with right now?
Oh, definitely like the buzz cuts with designs on them.
Hmm.
Whether they're inputted in design or they're designed by colored. I love those. I've been doing those like crazy. I have one client that loves to do like crazy stuff, and I'm here for it.
Lucky. Not everybody is as lucky. But yeah, we're into it too. If you could do a dream celebrity client's hair for a day, who would it be and what would you do?
To be honest, I would love. He doesn't have any hair, but I love to do his beard. Is
Who is it?
is Vince Carter? He's a basketball player. He
Yep.
is all-time favorite basketball player, but he has no hair. Maybe a head shave. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever he'd want. I would love to do his hair.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, last question. What is a little thing that made you smile this week?
A little thing that made me smile this week. Um, I think I'm gonna go back to food. I feel like I had an amazing meal
Hmm?
at this sushi spot the other day, and it was so good. I just am a food appreciator, so yeah.
That sometimes that's all it takes. Tyler, it was great to get to know you. For people that are maybe not already following you, where can they find you? Let's drop some links and then we'll include everything in the show notes.
Yeah, Tyler underscore Kelbert under all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, all things you could think of. I'm on all platforms. So
Easy, easy. All right. Thank you.
thank you.
Come back anytime.
All right, Jeff, what a background.
I mean, what an experience. And I love how much he's giving back. I mean, that's really like a through line for this.
Yeah.
So what a treat to chat with him.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to hit subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
Volume Up is a Tease Media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Orbach is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics and videos for this episode.